Good morning. Let's see. Yeah, good morning. Let me get my phone out of my pocket. I am still sick. It's not bad, I'm just having weird temperature regulation right now. So, I'm just gonna talk about a character I really like. Though I can't talk about Dragon without talking about his father and the weirdness of the situation. Let me warm up my hand a little. Okay. And I want to give Dragon a redesign. I don't know what I'm gonna do. I want to give him at least another color. Maybe something a little darker. I would be designing Crimson Sky, but I have no clue what I want to do for him yet. I hope I feel better. I'll probably be fine in the next day or two. I am lucky enough that I don't stay sick for very long. And before I get into actually talking about Dragon, I do want to talk about something I find interesting with this character specifically, because he has changed quite a bit as I've developed him. Current Dragon is so current Dragon is selectively mute, I guess you'd call it. There's some trauma to it that I will talk about at a later point. Sorry, give me a second, let me clear my throat. Anyway. What was I saying? I was talking about Dragon Blaze. Current Dragon is very soft-spoken. He was born in a cult, and yeah. He is just... he's a softer character. While when I originally made him, he was a notorious rogue named Dragon. And he would have joined the clans and become Dragon Blaze. And he was a tough guy. But then, when I revamped Blood and Water to have an actual villain instead of just some rando, I liked Dragon, and he was he was always a protagonist, because originally it was that there would be 5 protagonists, one from each clan, then a kitty pet, and a rogue. I could not tell you where that all went, because now my protagonists are pretty muddy. I need to go back in and really figure out. I've focused on a lot of different characters, so I'm not entirely sure who I want to keep as a protagonist. Also, I keep trying to give Eclipse Clan an actual protagonist, because no one in the clan pretty much the whole time is important to the story, and that sucks. So I've been trying to figure out how to add an actual character to it, but everyone that I add to Eclipse Clan, it just makes more sense for them to go not be an Eclipse Clan for most of the story. Anyway, besides that, let me talk a little bit about where they are going, actually. That's a good segue. Ish. No. Anyway. Let's talk about Crimson Sky. He is the main antagonist of Blood and Water. So, back many, many years before even Echoes, or the story of Echoes, before the modern clans, 2 rogues joined Moon Clan. Cottonwood and his brother, who I don't want to just call him Crimson. I haven't thought of a good, kitty pet rogue name for Crimson Sky. That's okay, you don't have to chat. I'll just yab. Also, hi, Icy. But yeah, I haven't thought of a really good name for Crimson Sky, because I don't want to call him Crimson Sky before he joins the clans, but also Crimson just doesn't, I can't justify the name Crimson as just his original name. Anyway, he and his brother join the clan, and fun fact, Crimson Sky, is actually gifted. He doesn't understand what that means because, well, he wasn't born in the clans. Also, he feels extremely uncomfortable around the gifted cats. He can't explain why, but it's an uncomfortability that leads him to do bad things. His ability is almost like a premonition. Or his gift is like a premonition. I haven't thought about it too much. But he convinces himself that the gifted cats really shouldn't be. And even though he has joined the clan, he thinks he knows. I don't know how to explain it. He thinks it's unnatural and he thinks it should be taken care of. And he gets a premonition of a fire. And so he takes advantage of that, and any gifted cat who is not taken out by him or his little, like, group that he forms, runs into the caves the caves that are in SunClan's mountain, or they scale the mountain, and they disappear from the clans. And this event, one, causes the clans to lose their connection to the gifted, side of StarClan. StarClan just stops giving them gifted cats until Mossy, Nettle, and Angel. There's that, and because of this, the clans, essentially disband. There's a lot more that goes into it, but I don't have all of the details worked out, so I'm just gonna leave it with the fact that the clans stop talking to each other for many, many years, until, of course, Tiny Talon and stuff. Anyway, the clans are no longer important. Crimson Sky, once everything is done, he leaves. He is satisfied with the destruction that he's caused, and he leaves. He also has gotten another premonition, at some point. Again, I need to work out the early details. But either way, him leaving leads to him meeting, Shadowish. She watched all the stuff that went down, because, at this point, she knows how to get out of the dark forest, and she's just kind of been wandering around bothering gifted cats, or just watching. And so she joins Crimson Sky on his journey to wherever he's going. I'm still trying to decide. He was originally supposed to, I guess I'll, as I have the story right now, he's stolen a kit from one of his followers. It was a kit that looked strikingly like him, even though they shared no blood. And he, I guess, thought of it as a sign or something. I'm not sure if I want to keep that, because I don't know how to justify it, in a way that it doesn't bother me, because he'll have traveled, like, pretty far with a very, very young cat. Either way, it doesn't matter. He and Shadow Wish travel, and Shadow tells him all about the different things she's seen, because she has not stayed tied down to just the clans, because sometimes nothing interesting's happening in the clans. Why would she stay to watch nothing? Hi, kitty cat. What do you want? It's not attention time. It's I talk about things time. Sorry, my cat wants love. Hi, baby. Anyway, Shadow Wish has seen and heard many things, and at some point she starts talking about, what? Give me a second. Sorry, my cat wanted something. Anyway, she talks about all kinds of different things. She talks about different groups of cats she's seen. She talks about all kinds of stuff. One of the things that she talks about, she met a group of cats, who live in the mountain, and they have a ritual to connect with their dead. It's essentially a possession ritual. The way I think about it, I don't like how thick this line is. Why is it at 6? The way I think about it is, essentially the cat channeling the spirit gives up their body for a time to let the spirit speak through them. It's usually heavily monitored, so that if things were to go awry, or say the spirit does not want to give up the new body, they have measures to make sure that the channeling cat is not just out of a body, I guess. I don't know how to explain it. And so Crimson Sky gets a terrible, awful idea. And at this point, if I don't change this part of the story, the kit he has stolen is a bit older. And Crimson begins to search for these cats with the help of Shadow Wish. And they do find them, and Crimson learns how to do the ritual. And I'm gonna have to stop for a moment because another animal needs me. Give me a sec. Okay. Where was I? Right. The ritual. So, eventually, Crimson Sky finds these cats and learns how to perform the ritual, which he does. At this point, I'm trying to think how the timeline works. He learns how to do the ritual correctly, and then once he is a bit older, and like, he's not as agile as he used to be. He's old now. He gets either his fake son or his fake son's child, I cannot remember, to help him perform the ritual. Because at this point, he has in the time between learning the ritual and now, he has modified it to work with what he wants, which is to essentially live forever. And so he performs it, and it works. He and his son, who has a name, but I'm too lazy to go look up what that name is. It's probably like carnation or cherry or something. Something red. Anyway, they switch bodies. Or no, they don't switch bodies. Crimson Sky channels himself into the other cat's body and doesn't give it back. And so he's essentially gained a new life, because now he's however old he is in a younger body. And at this point, he cuts ties with Shadow Wish because she is no longer useful to him. She will remember that. That will come back into play later. But yeah, for the next, however many years, it's, a long time. Crimson Sky just walks around. He wanders and gains followers, and raises children to become his new body. And he goes through a lot of trial and error, and we eventually lead back into the present day of Blood and Water. His group has settled near the clans because he saw a premonition of an eclipse, and there was an eclipse, and he decided that meant it was time to come back. It was, I don't know. It was essentially a premonition that, the gifted cats were back and that he needed to return. So, he returns with his group, which are known as the Cats of the Crimson Sky, by, loners and rogues and stuff. Really, they are just the cats. They're just Crimson Sky's cats, but they eventually just get called the Cats of the Crimson Sky. And so that leads into Dragon. His name is not actually Dragon. He actually doesn't have a name. Crimson Sky has learned through trial and error that the less individuality he gives his quote-unquote new bodies, the more obedient they'll be. This sounds very messed up, but I have thought about this specific thing a lot. Because, like, eventually someone would realize what is happening, and the cat's destined to lose themselves to become Crimson Sky, would fight back and stuff. But he has had a lot of time to think about it as well, and he has kind of shaped it in a way that there's like a 99% chance that things won't go wrong. Anyway. Ooh, that's a really bright red. Whatever. I'll leave it for now. So, Dragon is only really referred to by the cats of the Crimson Sky as, by his parents, he is referred to as son or brother. Brother by his siblings. And by non-related cats, he is usually called either some kind of honorific, like sir, or like is either like sir or I don't know, your majesty. Not really. I don't know how to explain it. But yeah, he's essentially called something related to Crimson Sky, or he's just called Sky if needed. Only the children that look like Crimson Sky get this treatment. Dragon has 2 siblings. He technically has 3 siblings, but one of them's younger. Okay, see you, Leo. Thank you for joining. I hope any of what I just said made any sense. And have a good day. But yeah. Any red child of Crimson Sky, typically does not get a name. Dragon has 2 named siblings, and then a younger red sibling who isn't born at this time. He's born later. Let me get my dog. I'll be right back. Anyway, his siblings, Crystal and Charcoal, were allowed to be named, because they are both gray, like their mother, Twilight. And though Dragon, he doesn't really name himself. He's actually named by his mother. She's not supposed to give him a name, but she is a former kitty pet who has seen, like, the stereotypical red dragons in, like, children's books. So she calls him her little dragon. And at some point, Dragon gets kind of sick of being stuck in camp. He's not allowed to go out hunting without an escort. He's just not allowed to go out without an escort, because Crimson Sky has had cats run away before. But one day he does go out. He sneaks out, and he immediately falls in the river and ends up traveling downstream and being found by a Moon Clan patrol. And he's specifically picked up by a cat named Sunmask. He was injured during his traveling on the river. And he had to stay in the healer's den for a while. And I'm actually... Give me a moment. I hate to cut the story off short, but I have to end stream early. Very sorry. I'm gonna have to work on this guy later. Yeah, thank you for watching. Really sorry that I have to end it right now. Have a great day. Bye.